Is Crystal Edge Technology screens using ambient light rejection technology gain. Didn't get a chance to add the rest of it in there because I ran out of freaking letters. They only give you 60 when you do live streams, and then later on you can go back in and you can pretty much put in whatever you want. I don't know why they do it that way, but they do. All right, so grabbing my pillow from behind the back of my couch and getting my bowlock and then my sloths to the next room. I got time in the day because I got to go process my order for some things that I need, and that will be here later on today. So got some free time in here to do demonstrations today, which I like to do. All right, so in this demonstration, we're using our Platinum Eclipse. This is one of the darkest screen paints we make as in a dark gray version. We have this against Everyday Primer, which is that dark gray primer. And just for kicks and giggles, I decided to grab a few sample sheets from out of the kitchen drawer. These are the darkest screens we have with the Parallax, which is by Daylight Screens, and we have the Dark Star 9. Now, this is our technology here, right here, as in the deep blue. Right there, we have Daylight Screen, and we have the Dark Star 9. And over here, we have the Everyday Gray Primer. Now, keep in mind, as I said before, when we develop our technology and we first start building it, even with 17s, we have to test it on other forms of product like chalk paint, black paint, spray paint, whatever, anything we could find that somebody may try to come close to try to match in the screen. We have to do that demonstration ahead of time so we know exactly how to build and structure our formula. That's why I can come on here live and show you a result from our technology versus All right, so screens we're using in the demonstration are certified projection screens. One is actually $5,000 for 100 inch. The other one's actually $3,000. So technically we got $8,000 worth of samples right there on the screen right there. All right, so let's begin with a few demonstrations here. We'll start off with the color pattern, which I like to do. Let's switch over to white. White screensaver, YouTube.
Getting that from YouTube.
This one's working quite well today. Now, as I explained in demonstrations before, that if a screen is pulling up too high of a white level, that means it's going to have a problem when it comes to contrast, which means it will not have the ability to pull up deep colors. The color red.
Getting that from YouTube.
And boom, there you go. There is the Platinum Eclipse pulling up a nice deep red. There is the faded version of the primer. And there, right there, you have the Elite Dark Star 9 and the Daylight Screen right there. I've been doing this for almost forever, so I'm pretty much sure exactly how the screen's going to react. That's why when I get a screen over here and test it out and I see it's pulling too high of a white light, I'm like, ooh, that's not a good thing. Because there's a good chance that it's going to have some problems when it comes to colors. Let's go back to our blue. The color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
And there's a reaction to the color blue. Let's go with the color green. Dark green.
Getting that from YouTube.
I keep forgetting that affiliates with a group. Screensaver, dark green.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
I think you do. We did that one yesterday. Let's try to create another way. Screensaver, green.
Getting that from YouTube.
And then we get our screensaver green. Okay, we'll just take this one right here. That'll work. There you go. Let's go with Starfield. Got to put in YouTube. YouTube Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
There we go. Let's see if it pulls up better contrast. Well, get a commercial in there. It's going to pop in there from time to time.
Now, in our real brewed iced tea,
There we go. So it doesn't make a difference if you have a projector that has a 20,000 to 1, 10,000 to 1, 15,000 to 1 contrast. You can't pull a contrast level. I know people look at the black platinum eclipse and they think it's a black screen. That's an actual dark gray screen. Why is it pulling up a jet black level right next to a black screen? Because it has code technology built into it. That's why the 17 white levels are so high when you look at those screens. So this is what happens if you paint your screen with dark gray primer. Because I had a conversation with a customer saying, well, you know what? I'll just paint it with some dark gray primer. I'll get the same results. So I'm gonna go ahead, mess your screen up. Because keep in mind, is you're doing a fixed frame screen, especially if you're doing a motorized screen, you do not want to add a lot of coats onto that screen. Keep in mind, motorized screens are designed to fit a certain size and thickness of a screen into that motor. So if you basically are doing one coat and then you apply it with another coat, you run the risk of jamming your motor and damaging your screen. Now, when you do fixed frame screens, keep in mind, you still have to go through, have to tape the entire screen up. I have to run a foam sponge or sometimes soft to get into those corners and paint it up. Make sure I pad the bar, hang it back up again. You got to repeat that process again. So better get it right the first time so you don't have to do it the second time. So here's the screen, dark gray. I told you platinum eclipse. Very dark gray screens, so dark they can be mistaken for black screens. And keep in mind, this is actually painted on cardboard. So the only way to see if it is, basically, we have to put it against an actual black screen. So you can see that it is a dark gray screen and not a black screen. And there you go. It's a gray screen. It just has a code in it with the ability to pull up a contrast level. Much like our screens are ambient light projection, no matter where I turn them, screens pull up. There you go. But when you look at it, you think, oh, that's got to be a black screen. No, it's gray. It just has a code in it that allows it to do it. That's the difference between everyday cheap house paint. Orders for today. Thank you, my Lord. Thank you, my customers. Thank you. I appreciate that. So my Lord always blesses me with my table full. Always blesses me. Thank you so much, and I appreciate the customers. But like I said, you know, you have to show a difference. I got two holes in the back of here somewhere. There we go. This is my cardboard shipping box projection screen. And let me show you right here. These are our samples we're using right here. Certified screens. Here we go. So like I said, you got one here that will cost you for a 100-inch, $5,000. And then you have a Dark Star 9 for a 100-inch that would cost you $3,000. And then over here, you have a can of primer that would cost you $23. And as you can see, I showed you the screen was gray. Now, if you look at it, it's black. It doesn't have any chameleon paint in it, because if it had chameleon paint in it, every time I move it back and forth, it would change. It doesn't. It has a code in it that allows it to read black. All right, let me see what I just did with the remote control here. Let's go with some OLED demonstrations, because platinum eclipse are designed to basically pull up very heavy contrast levels. And they pull up extremely good white levels, keep in mind they do. Let's go over to some OLED demonstrations. OLED, OLED. Come out of this real quick. Clear this process right here. Oh, we definitely got to do this one. Definitely got to do it. I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy. As you can see, our screen's pulling up a deeper red. These two screens right here are fading out, and the primer is bringing out a faded red. So just to add real quick, after the 26th, our Christmas sale will be over. Prices will go back to normal. Also, to keep in mind, the blackout cloth will no longer be available. It's only a Christmas gift from our company. And also, too, special alert here, or not an alert, but if you notice, we went to the website, we are no longer shipping overseas. Due to the fact that there is a restriction just popped up again because of COVID-19. I already posted that demonstration showing you exactly the restriction notice that we're getting from PayPal. And if PayPal feels that it is not, it's not good for us to be shipping overseas, or anybody shipping overseas is doing business by PayPal, we cannot ship over. It's just not going to happen. So now the same restriction we went through before, we're going through again. If anyone did place an order when that restriction went through, keep in mind we will be shipping your orders probably by FedEx or probably by, because we can't do our ship labels now through PayPal. So we have to go through either FedEx or we have to go through UPS. I have a friend actually who's a manager of a UPS, so chances are I'll be going by UPS. So that'll be taken care of there. If anyone's going to ask us how we don't do all our orders that way, it's expensive. All right, we pay for the shipping. So, you know, overseas shippings are kind of expensive, so we pay for that part. So that's the reason why we're not going to, we're just going to do those orders, and then that's going to be the end of it. So sorry for the inconvenience, but like I said, there's really nothing we can do about that at all. Like I said, our transactions go through PayPal, and that's how it has to be done. So I don't know how long the restrictions are going to be for. If the restrictions last all the way up until the new 17s go out, then we're just not, 17's not going to be available overseas. I still can't believe these are very, very expensive screens. So that's what I have. I'm going to do this Sony OLED demonstration. Darkstar 9s are designed to pull heavy contrast level. It even says it in their demonstrations they're designed to pull a heavy contrast level. And their contrast levels are, of course, yeah, and it's a dark gray screen, it's not black. I gotta remember that, yeah, it's a dark gray screen. Sony contrast demonstration. So as you can see from our dark gray technology, we can pull a contrast level. And if you painted your screen with gray primer, that's what you'd be getting. There's nowhere in the world you're going to be able to pull a contrast level because it's just gray primer. That's it. It's no miracle paint, no special paint, no technology behind it. It is just gray primer. It does not have that capability. If it did, then anyone could just go to Lowe's and Home Depot, paint their wall with a gray paint and pull contrast level. You have to be to show a difference of your technology versus anything else. Let me pause right there for a minute. I want you to be able to see this up close. See the background where that table's at right there? Now look over here. Yeah, that's what you get for using house paint. That's what it does. See, I can see the detail, the reflection off the table, the chairs in the background, the wine glasses right here. Can't see that there. That's why I said there's no substitute at all, period. Either you're going to do it right the first time or just don't do it at all. Just go buy a TV. At the end of the day, just go buy a TV because that's what you're looking at right there. This is what I mean by when I tell people that you are missing the 30 to 50% of your projector, you are not getting your picture correct. And you can go calibrate, do whatever you need to do, you're still not going to get it. I cannot to be too rude, but I don't know what's going on in this right there. I really can't explain that at all. These are supposed to be heavy contrast screens to be the poor heavy black levels. Ah, man, I can't ship to you, man. Sorry. If you have somebody within the United States, the only way you can get around that, and the only way we've been having customers overseas get around that, is you have to have somebody with you in the United States. If you got somebody in the United States, we can ship to them. All we'd have to do is just basically have you email us their shipping address. Then we'll send you another email asking for a confirm whether you're okay with this. And if you say yes, then we'll go process the label. We can ship it to them, and they can ship it to you. As of today, our shopping carts are locked for overseas. We just put in the information up there, explain it in red lettering and everything that we can't ship overseas. If you transfer money over, it'll go right back to your account as fast as it went in. We can't ship it out. When we try to do it, we get an error code that pops up. But hey, I'm happy and where you're at, buddy. Hope all is well. And how are you doing? I actually had a contract over in that country too. My first contract was from there, for digital and crystal screen paint. Yeah, beautiful country. All right, so let's get up again close on the screen so we can see how much detail we're missing. So here you can see in the platinum eclipse. And then over here, and you look at the primer and see what you're picking up. Washed out, faded image. Because like I said, at the end of the day, it is just paint. That's what you got to consider the fact. It's just paint. There's nothing special about it. This is just paint. You think, for me, like I said, if it had capabilities of being able to read the projector and to give you an amazing image or amazing picture, then it'd be no companies like or DMP Supernova. None of these companies would exist. I wouldn't exist. Nobody would exist because you could just go down and get the same results from everyday paint. And there's a difference between the two. Positive. I like the fact that I have lens. Oh, this one that has lens shift on it. Okay, does have lens shift on it? It does have lens shift. Lens shift from where are we going with this? Are we up and down? I think this is up and down, right? That's up and down. We gotta go side to side. Side to side. I'm just gonna move our image over using the lens shift. Right there. See what you're getting from lens shift. And keep in mind, those are using white screens. Oh, just forget it. Just forget it. I've seen people using white screens or light gray screens and they'll have that 20,000 to 1 or whatever. Like, oh no, just forget it. Nothing's coming off of that thing at all, period. Let me show you something real quick. All right, so this is. Kill myself in this process. Wrecking it. This right here is called it's another great screen with developed. This is a hot seller too. It goes for a reasonable price. It's not expensive. And this right here is our black silvers. Black silvers have interesting capabilities because black silvers is another form of technology that can turn dark. All right, so we'll take our screens here. We'll take this one down. All right. And we'll bring in a black silver, which I'll show you the color of the black silver so you can see it first. This is the color of it. As you can see, it's a gray screen right there. And we'll put that right up over here. That's the black silver. Black silver. So black silvers can read contrast. Other screens can't do it, but black silvers can do it. So if I take the black silver off again, and we'll switch it out, and put it over here, you see that the black silver is gray. It's a gray projection screen, but it has code in it to allow it to be able to read. Let me know how many YouTube videos you've seen somebody displaying a gray screen, and then they can do this, and it turns black. Let me see, go back here a minute. Black silvers, when they display contrast, there is no tannish, nothing coming up at all, period. And that screen is lighter than the platinum eclipse. That's what you call technology. Overlap my screen. We show you those that are using white walls compared to our technology. Look at that. Pulls a contrast level because it has code in it. YouTube Starfield demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube. Jeep is more than a legendary SUV brand.
Has amazing white levels and has the ability to pull a contrast level. And they can pass for almost black screens. And we can go over here and we can get an expensive, not going to mine. I'm going to grab here and here. Other expensive sample sheets. One here. Good gracious, every time I stand in front of the screen, I get sick. Since the stars come up at me. There you go. There's no screen right now that can show you, that can again pull a contrast level that heavy. And that screen's gray. The color red. And these screens are actually darker than this screen. We don't need that. Thank you. There you go. That's the difference between our gray technology versus a $3,000 projection screen and a $5,000. And that's our gray screens. Gray, not dark gray. A gray screen has that capability. Blue screen. There you go. People show off gray screens. The first thing they do is they turn up the lights. Like I said, high power projector. They show a bunch of colors bouncing forth across the screen. They're not going to show you solid colors. They're not going to put it against high performance screens. They're not going to do any of that at all, period. Let's go with color orange. There you go. Boom, 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 boom. I love doing this demonstrations. Let's pull up something that these screens, gray screens can always pull color. We all know that. Let's try to pull up, let's see, contrast test. Oh, you gotta put this in real quick. Black contrast test. I don't know where we're getting. All right, contract. That's weird, the contrast. But let's come out of here. And let's bounce through this to get around correct. Black contrast. That's contrast. I think I'm missing half of my letters, definitely. I'm gonna bring it down some, because I'm missing some letters here. There we go. I can see it better. Black contrast. Here we go. Like I said, when you do gray screens, you're always supposed to display black levels. Anytime somebody's doing a gray screen, they should be displaying black levels. If they're not showing you star field demonstrations, they're not showing you black contrast levels, there's a problem with the screen. You can't pull contrast level. That's one of the things I kept requesting over and over again. Before we started developing gray screens, I said, look, I would love to see a demonstration with people taking their gray screens, lining them up, and showing their screens displaying contrast levels. So if no one's going to do it, I guess we'll do it. Look at it up close. It's a gray screen that can produce a contrast level, a jet black contrast level. Now next to a 12, it can't compete to 12. 12s pull 100% black levels, but independently by itself, it can do something that other gray screens can't do, and other gray screens cannot pull contrast. This technology can. And mind you, it lays against two certified screens, one going for 5,000, one going for 3,000. And that screen, when you're looking at it, looks black. But it's not black. Let's grab it. It is a gray screen. That's because everybody else is using whatever, and we use the real deal. Like I said, you gotta show a difference. If I'm doing a presentation with a contract right now, I already got the contract. I already have it. Find a hole to go into this bad boy. Be on the opposite side of this to set this one up. Yeah, hold on. Let's try to get this in here. There we go. There we are. This is a platinum eclipse. Switching back in. Platinum eclipse, pull the highest dark black levels. This screen is actually gray also. But it looks like it's black, doesn't it? But it's a gray screen. Now this right here, that's gray screen. That's how a gray screen is going to react if it's being hit with any form of contrast. It's going to wash out right from the door. But the technology we make, no, it's different. So somebody can't say that, oh, all gray screens are the same. I bet you can't do the demonstration I just did. And we'll take the same sample sheets right here. right here and put them right here. There you go. Get up close on the screen. You will see that we pull a contrast level. No problem. And that pulls a gray. So like I said, you have actually you have three choices. You can deal with untested products, which we call them. And keep in mind, not just one individual. We're talking about all screen paints that are not following these tests. All of them, including projection screens. Or you can go out and spend $5,000, $3,000 for a projection screen. And then you have our technology, which can back it up 100%. Move my screen here. Gray and dark gray. Where's the remote control? Just do it. There we go. "4K Fish," YouTube. Oh, and let me show you real quick. We got going on here. I got 20 more to go. I'm done.
Collect now from your favorite cartoons and find even more ways to collect Beast Boy and play in Cartoon Network Arcade.
What was that about the black technology being too dark? Told you, black technology, these screens can blend into any gray, just about any gray screen. And the screen I'm pulling a high enough contrast level, this is what it turns into next to a black screen. That's pulling color with the lights on. Put it back up there. Here we go. Now, this is my technology at the bottom. Let's take this and let's swap this out with a gray primer and stick this against our black screen and see what happens. Yeah, see, this is why I can do demonstrations on this level. People don't do demonstrations on this level because they're terrified that their technology is going to fail. I can throw anything I want at my screens and they will accept it and take it in because they're used to taking in a ton of punishment every day. So the stuff that we do in here, this is my everyday environment that I do in my environment every day, just for kicks and giggles, is other screens have to struggle to go through. This is what they consider to them to be insane tests, what we consider to be just having fun with the screens. This screen is black, as we all know it. Look at this. Look at this. And if the contrast level isn't heavy enough, or the screen's not pulling up a heavy enough contrast level, then it starts to fade. And check these out. None of these fade. Whatever, dude. Goodbye. Said that weeks ago. Anyway, let's move on from there. This is where the Crow Boys get angry and get upset. When you see me start doing demonstrations like this is where they start getting upset. Because they can't back up their work. That's the problem. You can't do demonstrations like this. Let me know, how many people have you seen come on here and do a demonstration like this? Any one of the big companies, anyone who makes other screen paints, they've done these demonstrations. And in a fully lit environment. They don't do that. The reason why they don't do it is because they're terrified. They're so busy light stepping their tests and their demonstrations, and they're not really putting in the time and not putting in the work. Because if they do any demonstration like this, the screen will automatically fail from the door. That comes when you halfway do your job. When you halfway do your job, you're afraid to do demonstrations like this because you're terrified that your screen's going to flaw, especially live on camera. If they do this, chances are they'll probably try to do it on pre-recorded, so that way they can go in and edit it and change whatever they want in the video. Other than that, I can come in here and live just do this demonstration with no problem whatsoever. Now, the fellow who came here and made that statement, the only one that uses that particular gamer handle is you know who. I've explained to him before, he needs to chill. These little games you like to play, you're going to get slapped with something heavy. You better chill. I'm giving you an opportunity to be able to walk away from this. And if you can't seem to get it together, then we will file and go through. Good gracious, my goodness. How much of a break can you try to cut somebody and they just don't learn? I don't understand that. Just can't learn. But he better get his act together. And this is what you should be looking for. This is the reason why they don't like our demonstrations. Because when we do demonstrations like this, it raises the bar for them. That means they got to work twice as hard in order to catch up with us. Like I said, stuff that I do on a normal day, just walking through my house, watching all my screens fire up, stuff I do on a normal day basically discourages the daylights out of them. It's a challenge for them all day long. The normal stuff we do is a challenge for them. It's a struggle for them. I can't do this demonstration. I can sit here and take my phone and go, boom. And you can see a screen firing up in the next room with a bunch of windows next to it. Come over here, turn my phone this way. Boom. You can see a screen right there in the kitchen, watching cartoons right next to a window. So as I said, at the end of the day, don't get mad at me because I work hard to achieve a higher level. You need to work hard to achieve a higher level and stop hating on people. Right? It gets sad, people. It gets sad. That's what it comes down to. It gets sad. Mind you, my channel is set up for adults. So when people come in and make statements like that, these are grown men and women sitting at their table or computer or phone making these comments. That's a shame. But anyway, I'm going to keep on coming here and do what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell you something right now. This is going to upset you right now. This is going to upset you. These are my orders, the last time orders for today. This is what's going to upset you. That's going to upset you right there. So if you're going to be upset with me, guess what? Get upset with God too. Because like I said, God blesses my table every week. So if you're going to get angry at me, get angry at God too. Look at that. Showing you an angle gain, a black screen blending into multiple gray screens. And you can see my screen, boom, right down the center with no problem. It's not bragging. It's just basically you got to work hard at what you want. And mind you, these are the 12s that are firing off, 12s and 15s. We got the 2017s coming out. 2017, my fault. The 2021s that are coming out that are 17 that are coming out. This is what you're supposed to be seeing when it comes to paint. Look at this. So this is interesting right here. Now keep in mind, when you got individuals painting pictures that our technology is supposed to be so dark that you can't even see it. How is it possible? I got 2 gray screens laying against my screen, plus 2 high professional certified screens, and my screen is able to blend in. If my screen was so dark, couldn't do that. That'd be virtually impossible. I just showed you a platinum eclipse, a dark gray screen for a contrast level next to cheap primer, which showing you the difference in technology, cheap primer. I showed you the black silvers, which is an interesting gray screen, poor contrast level in a star field demonstration that outperformed $3,000 and $5,000 projection screen. And now I'm showing you a black screen where I can take any gray screen, throw it against it, and it blends. Oh, by the way, this is the cheap primer right there. That is our technology at the bottom. Let's take this, and we're going to put this in blank mode. Boom. So now we got it in blank mode so you can see how light the screens are. And we're going to switch out real quick. Isn't it interesting for a black screen that when I switch over to the white levels, when you see that logo pop up and you see how dark it comes up, but yet it's able to blend into screens that are lighter than it? Figure that one out. That's kind of a hard one to figure out. Now we're going to switch back over here on this section. Let's grab the, okay, we'll grab the, this one's lighter. This one here is the black silver. We'll grab the black silver. That's the black silver, and let's pull up, let's see, OLED beta fish demonstration. Should say YouTube. I doubt if I got that one right. YouTube OLED beta fish demonstration. Got that right, it'd be a miracle. Oh, I did get it right. Oh, usually it doesn't get that right. I got to fight with that one a bit. All right. So now, remember, the screen when you saw it over here was gray. Now it's black. So how is that possible? I've been telling y'all the whole entire time. We figured out how to basically code screens. That's why I can show you a demonstration. It looks that crazy. That screen looks black. But a few minutes ago, it was laying against my black screen. It was gray. But then when you turn on my black screen, it's black, but it blends into this screen with no problem. So let's take the darker samples, which are these screens, which are much darker than my screen, and let's lay that against our screen. Let's see what happens. There we go. See how dark these are compared to my screen? Oh. So let me get this straight. This screen right here to paint 100-inch to 120-inch would cost you right now on sale with free blackout cloth $79. Without the sale, probably about $130. And yet that screen right there would cost you $3,000 for 100-inch, no 120-inch, and that one would cost you $5,000 for 100-inch. And then you wonder why I'm getting contracted next year like crazy. I could go into a boardroom and do a demonstration like this at one of their companies and easy walk out with a contract. Because I can show the difference. I've done it already before. And usually I bring my own projector. Because I know in there they got like 7,000, 8,000, 10,000 lumen projectors in there. Nah, I bring my projector. I bring an old 720p, a relic of a projector, and still produce an image better than their test screens. I will let that run. So that's why I said, don't buy from us. Take your time, go do your research, find out how many people are doing demonstrations on this level, and then you come back to us. Because I want you to do your research before you buy from us. I want you to go out and see how many people do demonstrations on our level. Oh yeah, by the way, for the fellow who tried to make the blue, keep in mind that screen was at 50% done, which means it hasn't fully evolved yet, which means you tried to make something that wasn't fully evolved. You do know blues can convert into 17s, and they do have rear capability technology embedded in those screens. So yeah, just want to let you know that real quick. Anything from 15 to 17 have rear capabilities. If anybody tried to prematurely make one, it'd be a bit of an embarrassment to you because the bottom line is that screw is front and rear. What if we get out something else? Matinee black is pretty with dark screen, isn't it? Let's go get a matinee black. That would fit in that category. This would fit in that category. This is a gray screen, so it's around that color. Let's do it. Put this right here. So how is it that our gray screens can see contrast and their screens can't? See what else we got to play around with. Of course, every last beta fish up there. I would love to get my hands on the beta fish. Now, you see how bright? Yeah. You see how bright this screen is? Right here? This is a 12, right? See how bright that screen is as a 12? Okay. We'll pause it right there. These are 12s. I added in something extra. It wasn't supposed to be all this. I was supposed to do the primer, but then again, I get really excited with my job. I love what I do, as I said before. So, you know, I always change things up a bit in the process. These are 17. Actually, no, it's a 15. Soon to be converted to a 17. That right there. Good God, standing in front of that screen is blind. Ugh, projector. I keep forgetting it. That right there is 2021. Soon to be a 17 today. It'll be converted to a 17 today. So it's going to be actually brighter than this. Let's see. Someone left my cake out in the rain. Oh, it took so long to make it. Now, you know how this screen, right? This is an ultra bright. You know what ultra brights do to screen paints, right? You've seen what these screens do. These screens are pretty much crazy. And like I said, it's only at 2%. It still hasn't maxed out yet. Nowhere near maxed out. We're still upgrading it. So this is going to be a 17 pretty soon. And these are going to be available next year. Now that screen right there, for that paint, it's going to cost around $298 a quart. Yep. And that screen laying against it will cost you around $1,400. And it's able to blend it with no problem. So what sounds more interesting to you? $298 a quart for 100 to 120 inch, or $1,400? I always start off with one topic, then I bleed over to another topic, then I bleed over to that topic. It's my trademark. It's what I do. How incredible that looks. And I've already got this contract. This is already set up for a company contract for churches and schools, because the screens generate a ton of gain. They don't wash out. Colors don't wash. Contrast looks fantastic. More realistic colors. So we were acquiring, from some company was acquiring if they could get their hands on it now, and we said we can't because the screen is only 2% done. Now, if it is to tell a company your screen is only 2% done and they think it's finished, blue may be getting a new upgrade. If I'm doing 17 for the blue, I'm doing all my screens in the house blue. I think I got 2 blues in here. Got the 126 and I got the one in the gaming room. So they're going to be converted. So before anybody gets stirs, that's going to be a 17. That's going to be a 17. The one upstairs is going to be 17. The other black screen is going to be converted to 17. Everything in this house is going to be converted to 17s. And then we got a little sneaker for this summer. We got a screen coming out actually much higher than 17. Let's do some beautiful flowers. Nah, skip the survey. Nope, don't need it. Thank you. There you go. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to add it up there. See? Come here. So now we have a screen up there that's $5,000, and you can't even see it, can you? That's Daylight's Pelex, or Pelex, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah, that's their $5,000 screen. Laying up a screen that, again, how much is it going to cost you for a quart? $298 versus $5,000. So now we got $5,000, we got $1,500. Let's go with the Dark Star 9. This is the $3,000 projection screen. So let's put that right here. There we go. Let's back away from it. See what we got. See, that one blended in too. So now we have 3,000, 5,000, about 900, 9,000, my fault. Keep in mind, as I said before, it took 1 hour to develop this technology, which means we can make tons of them. Of these different versions of it, we can make them advanced, we can make them 18s, we can make them 20s. We can convert this. This technology has stair steps to it, which means we can convert it into anything we want. And it's rear projection, which means none of these screens are rear projection. This technology is ultra short though compatible. It can be used in fully lit environments. We just got to get outside of the rest of the testing. So you consider now the value of it and the reason why we have companies asking for contracts with this stuff. We even have companies who want contracts because they want to be able to compete with these companies. So say you got yourself a projection screen company, you sell all white screens. There's no way in the world you're going to ever be with these guys, not ever. But if you were to buy gallons and gallons of our technology and spray your screens, you can now compete with them. Or maybe they might not want this product on the market and they could give me a ton of money to shut me up and get rid of me. But I can go and show them in a live demonstration. This is what my technology at only 2% could do to your screen. That you took what? Years and years and years and years to develop when it took me 1 hour. Oh, commercials are not affected by this monster. I love the screen. All right, let's grab us something really. Matinee Black by Seymour AV. You can see right there that anything that has the MB next to it is a Matinee Black by Seymour AV. We can put that one right here. Claw. Put that one right there. Let's grab ourselves another sample stick, shall we? Let's grab. Let's grab my Seymour 81.3. Let's grab a Matinee Silver. We'll put that one right here. So now we got a Matinee Silver. Boom. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 certified screens already. So when we do max at 100%, none of these screens will hold a candle to it. So like I said, before you buy from us, go do your research on the internet, find out how many people do demonstrations like this. I can throw anything I want at this screen, anything. And then it basically just, let's go grab, okay, how about this? 2 for 2. We'll do a cinema gray D, 3D, and we'll do a cinema gray. Let's put that one right here. Let's put that one right here. Let's see what we get. So the bottom line to tell you, when we call this screen the ender of all screens, this technology on the 17 that we're building and designing, we're engineering, this is the stuff I said, we only allow you to see what we let you to see. We have, again, every time I sit here and tell you, we have technology higher than this. And then we come out, boom, with a 17. We have technology higher than this. Then we come out with 20s. We have technology higher than, we have 30s. This stuff takes for us an hour to develop. It takes these companies years and years and years and years to do this. And we can do it at 1 hour. So imagine if we're developing something that takes us a year. This is why, if I were, like I said, I'm not going to do it anymore because he's learned his lesson, learned to mind his own business. I hope he has, because then if not, we have to bring those back out here, if you know what I'm talking about. Now, if I can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 certified projection screens laying against this technology at 1%, do you think any other screen paint would have a chance against this? No. From what my other customer base, because I have a customer base, like I said, they can afford some crazy stuff. They're willing to pay $2,000 for a quart. $2,000 a quart for this technology. They're willing to pay it. Because it would be cheaper for them to pay $2,000 for this than to spend $5,000 and $3,000. Keep in mind, these are all 100-inch screens I'm naming out here. All 100s, no 120 inches. The black slate that we developed, that screen is darker than this. And that screen took on the Elite screen, the Cinema Gray, which is actually lighter than that screen, the Cinema Gray 5D, the Cinema Gray 3D, and the Dark Star 9 all in one hit with no problem. And pulled the same white levels on a screen that was darker than this. So our nightmare screen, the one we're actually going to be putting a lot of heavy work into, is going to be the Black 17. That screen is going to be super black and it's going to pull a white level that is going to blow your freaking mind. Right, cute little doggy. They got the same jacket she's wearing. That's freaking cool. Aw, that's so cute. Same doggy, same jackets. I think by the time I get around to getting the to obtaining the PS5, I'm gonna do it on the 17. I'm definitely getting a 17 black for it. So I got to convert the screen upstairs to a 17 black. That's going to have to be for me, because that screen, the way it's sitting up there, I can't pull that screen up the wall because there's LED lights behind the back of it, and those LED lights attaching to the wall because of the grid. I got to spray that thing in. So that's the beautiful thing about this stuff. You could roll it in and you can spray it in. That's what I found interesting about the formula. Usually if we do a screen that requires to be sprayed in, it means it has to be sprayed in. You can't roll it. You will streak the living daylights out of the screen. But this screen was actually rolled in. And if you saw the demonstration, that stuff came out like milk. And it was able to be rolled in without one streak mark to the screen. So that's cool because then you have customers that basically are not handy with a paint sprayer. So this makes it easier for them. Now keep in mind, if you are going to make this rear projection for your rear projection setup, so whatever you're going to be using it for, we do suggest you use a Wagner 10. Which one we have over here? This is my favorite one. So you might want to use one of these. So 250. They used to make them Wagner 150s, but the 250 is actually the upgrade version of it. It is much better. That's what I got there waiting for the plexiglass coming with. I'm going to do my rear projections. Okie dokie. Well, with that being said, hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. My orders are actually here. My supplies, what I need, are here. I am basically going to get to work now. As I said before, those 17s, this is actually the darker version of that technology. It's actually, which is called the black slate over there. I have to get ready to get these orders out the door for my customers. This way, how can I put it this way? We can't ship overseas anymore. That's done. If you go to the website, restrictions are there now because some things were changed with PayPal, and now we can't ship overseas again. All right, so that's a done deal. Only way you can get that done is you're going to have to basically find somebody with the United States. We have somebody with the United States they can ship it to. We can do it that way, and that's the only way. As for, I'm doing some 4K fish, YouTube. Can't be playing that when I'm doing live. So that right there being said, our ship out date is going to be tomorrow. So everyone's received tracking numbers. You're all good to go. If you are planning to place an order, keep in mind these orders are all filled. They're done. They're customers. We only have 4 containers left. That's it. That's for the sale. As for that, on the 26th, the Christmas sale will be over. The free blackout cloth is only available for the Christmas sale, and that is it. And then we remove it from the shopping carts. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I got to get back to work. I got much to do. And I got to finish these 2 screens for tomorrow's demonstration because we're going to be showing off the black slate on a larger screen, 169. And we're going to be doing some demonstrations on this one right here, which is going to be converted to a 17. All right. Thank you all. Got to go, and God bless.